Hey guys, I've got some great news.
Did your last baby tooth fall out?
Even better, the North American Friends Movie Club finally got its first sponsor.
That's great news.
I could finally afford to get a left shoe.
Oh no, Brent. Have you only been buying one shoe at a time?
Yeah, because of the economy, I've only been buying one shoe at a time. It's a nightmare. Everyone at work has been calling me stutter step, and sometimes teenagers drive by and yell, "Nice piggies, baby," when I'm walking my dogs.
Brent, when you're done reading this ad, you'll have enough money to put a hit out on every child and teenager in Nova Scotia City. I've just sent over the new scripts, so let's record this perfectly on the first try, and then we can start the show.
You got it.
Ready when you are.
This episode of the North American Friends Movie Club is brought to you by Stomach Pills.
Do you have a sore tummy?
A persistent belly itch that threatens to... fuck, this is good. A persistent belly itch that threatens to derail your baseball career?
No matter what your stomach-related issue is, you need Stomach Pills.
Stomach pills.
Stomach Pills.
Stomach pills are the only pills designed for bellies and guts.
By focusing on the breadbasket region, stomach pills target the stomach in ways that full-body medication can't.
You wouldn't put a hat on if your feet were cold.
That's a good point.
You wouldn't put gloves on if your legs were cold.
That's an even better point.
But he just said the same thing I said.
Yeah, but he did it with an authoritative masculinity that I found comforting on a subconscious level.
Stomach pills!
Unlike the foot or brain, the stomach is one of the most complicated parts of the body.
Did you know that there's over 20 different juices and liquids sloshing around that thing at any given time?
Like kidney juices and stuff?
Yeah, kidney juices, liver milk. The stomach is basically your body's cauldron, and it's constantly boiling up potions and soups.
So happy we're already talking about cauldrons so early in season 2.
Just wait until you hear Kate's next part.
The belly is also the train of the body.
I'm listening.
Using the power of gears, cogs, and steam, a well-maintained stomach keeps your body chugging along all the way to feel-good city.
I finally understand the importance of health and medicine in a way I can relate to.
That's why when you have a rumble in the tumble, you need to reach for a bottle of stomach pills.
So remember the jingle.
Reach for the pills in the purple box,
because stomach pills have a box like
that.
Great singing, guys!
I feel like I just performed with 2 Jamiroquais. Great work, guys.
I agree. We are all very good at singing. Let's start the show. This is what it sounds like when we do a podcast. We're currently doing one. This is the North American Friends Movie Club, season number 2. And there's something about the name of our podcast that you might notice, and that's that Friends comes before podcast. So I got to ask my 2 season 2 friends, how are we doing?
Season 2! Woo!
Yeah, not bad. Season 2!
Yeah, there you go.
Ready.
That's it.
Okay, here's the deal. I'm falling apart physically. Work is not going well, and I'm not used to being on my feet so long, so I have to change the way I walk so I don't hurt my foot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just become a natural thing, so I just walk differently now. And when I stay up on my feet longer than I'm used to now, I have back problems, sciatic pain.
Because of
you're walking weird?
walk.
Yeah, change my gait, so that's throwing everything off. And that's a very common thing apparently with this condition that I have and that I'm experiencing now. And I don't know if you guys ever had sciatic pain.
I have.
It hurts on your, like, mostly on your left lower back, in your butt cheek, your hip, and right down your leg to your ankle. And it's horrible. and I hate it. And I'm dealing with that now. Snow prison has melted. Snow prison has landed in my basement.
He's free.
I had a flood, so I had to pump all that. Well,
And drowning.
it wasn't that bad. It was just a couple shop vacs full of water. We got rid of it. What else is new with me? I had something.
This is horrible, Brent. This is a horrible update. I'm so sorry.
I don't want to start season 2 off with a horrible update. It's not that bad. It could be much worse.
Well, then you should have stopped talking.
Yeah, I know. It could be much worse. Mentally, I think I'm doing really good.
Okay.
I've accepted something.
What'd you say? What did you say?
I've just I didn't hear what you had to say because I was laughing at you. I've accepted things just with my body. And but I've been working on my brain. I'm on book number 5 of the year.
And what book are we listening to?
We are listening to something called
The Bible.
No, I would love to. I would love to do the Bible. Yeah. Never Lie. And it's about I just started it. I just finished one called The Chain, about a group that gets people to kidnap other people's kids and pay ransom off. And so let's say they call me and tell me I have to kidnap someone. I kidnap Jules from Kate, right?
Okay.
And then I call Kate and because someone's kidnapped my son. So Nate kidnapped Jeremy. Okay. Yeah. So then they call me and tell me, Nate tells me that in order to get Jeremy back, I have to kidnap somebody and pay $25,000. So I decide to kidnap Jules and pay $25,000 in Bitcoin to this thing. And then once that's secured, once I have Jules in my possession, Nate's kids get released. And then then I call Kate and say, you have to do the same thing to someone else. And once Kate kidnaps somebody, Jeremy gets released.
It's like
so who gets the money? Who gets the money?
The people behind the chain.
I don't think it feels flawed.
No.
I was going to say he probably won't find out who started it all until later. He's got to probably find the thrilling conclusion to find out what started it.
No, I finished it. I finished it. I know what happens.
The only child in danger is the original child.
No, 3 kids
because
at a time.
I'm never murdering anyone. You guys aren't murdering people, so there's no danger of the child being hurt.
You have to kidnap somebody.
I understand that, but that's much lower stakes than.
But if you let's say you decide to go to the cops, I am
the cops.
I would have to kill whoever kid I kidnapped.
You're not killing anybody.
Yeah, see, here's the problem. Kate uses her therapy powers in this book, and she's like, listening to this kidnapper, I can tell he don't got the guts to go through with it, so I ain't paying shit.
I can't.
This man is crying on the phone with me.
Something about his sciatic in his basement. I have no idea. No, I couldn't kill anybody. No, of course I couldn't. I'm too much.
Tell us the ending. Tell us the ending.
No, I can't do that to people.
Why not? No. They can turn it off for.
No.
Turn it off.
No.
They can use his magic.
Okay, I'll tell you guys the ending.
Sure.
The people behind the chain. Are you going to bleep out the ending?
Of course.
I don't want people coming after me.
Especially the chain guys, if they started coming after you.
They're like Swifties.
Do you want to hear the ending?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the people. So get your jokes out now. So the people behind the chain, they talked about the chain like it was this. It's actually just and they're behind it.
Oh, so turned evil.
Well, yeah, kinda. Used the chain to.
Oh my god!
What kind of book is this?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Sexy book.
Well, it's not that sexy. It was about kidnapping kids. So, but so I don't know what's gonna happen. People that listen to this, I don't know if Nate's gonna edit out or bleep out the ending. And but if I if they play a trick on me and I ruin the chain on you, I'm sorry.
No, I think the funniest option is to leave the entire explanation in, but just beep enough so it doesn't make sense, so that you're like,
that's good. That's good.
That's really good. I like that. Okay, that's good. How are you doing, Kate?
Me, I'm okay. I'm okay. We ended basketball season is over, and our 6th grade team was undefeated, and our 4th grade team only lost 2 games. And something I wanted to talk about was that so prior to us recording, I was sharing my spring home decor with you boys,
Mhm.
and you noticed my gnomes.
hmm
And I'm also coming to understand myself better because I think I'm turning more into an old lady.
hmm
I added another gnome to my outdoor gnome collection, which is now 2 gnomes. Um, I think I can maybe have one more gnome outside, and then that's more than 3 gnomes is too many gnomes.
I have more than 3
Beg to
gnomes.
differ.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've got more than 3.
Oh. Well,
You
I
have
mean,
outside?
Yeah, I mean they're spread out.
Are they
They're spread out.
Okay.
Some are in the front yard,
So I
some are in the
wanted
back, you know.
Okay. I wanna have, like, and they're all concrete colored, so they're not, like, multicolored gnomes. I wanna ha maybe okay, so now I'm thinking maybe I could have more than 3
Mhm.
because
no.
Yeah, you have my permission for sure. For sure. You can
Of
have
course,
100.
because you're a gnome guy now.
I am a gnome guy.
Yeah, that's like a furry saying it's okay to be a furry. It's okay to wear a butt plug with a foxtail hanging out of it. It's fine.
oh, no. And here's the thing. So, Nick's, neighbor, she's real weird, and she moved out, maybe, we don't know what she did, but she reorganized all of her yard tchotchkes, and he sent me a picture
Whoa.
of this woman's yard tchotchkes.
Well, stop saying
And
that word.
Oh, I love it. Say it as many times
What
as
is
possible.
it? What is it? What's a yard tchotchke?
just like yard bullshit, like yard
Why
decoration.
tchotchke? Why are you saying tchotchke?
That's the word he used,
I
and I
feel like
liked the way
that's a
that
classic Yiddish word. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But a tchotchke, that sounds like Yiddish.
No, I don't like the way season 2's getting off. I
Anyway.
don't like it at all.
Anyway, that made me begin to feel self-conscious about my gnomes, and then I went to Target with my nieces and my daughter yesterday, and I had already paid, and I was walking out of Target, and I walked by the dollar section, and I saw this little gnome laying on his side,
Mhm.
and he was concrete colored, and he had a gold hat on, and I was like, oh my
You
God.
bought it. You bought it, didn't you, Kate? Yeah, you did.
I went back in through the line
Oh,
and
you
bought the
did?
side belt.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I like him.
I don't understand the gnome thing, but hey, I'm sure there's stuff I do that you don't understand. And you know what? I'm going to be supportive in the gnome thing.
How are you, Nate Dogg?
I'm doing pretty good. I enjoyed our week off. I got a bunch of stuff done. And if everything works out,
What'd you get done?
well, I put the finishing touches on all the new music for season 2, which the people listening will have heard at least the new intro song. And I finished our little cartoon offices for our full-length video episodes. And I
Oh my
made us a
gosh.
YouTube channel, and I made us a new logo for the
goodness.
podcast. I've been a busy little bee.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
worked out every
You are
single
a busy
day.
little bee.
I finished 7 weeks in a row. I worked out every single day for 7 weeks. Yesterday was 7 weeks.
Congratulations.
It's been going great. I've been watching a lot of anime as I work out. I never was a big anime guy, but I've been watching a lot, and I watched one that mentally fucked me up in a way that is still lingering. So
Oh, wow.
people listening at
Do
home,
tell.
I watched this anime from 1997 called Berserk. And anyone who's listening who's watched that knows why I'm fucked up. So
Is it like violent or like disturbing?
it's the most horrible thing I've ever seen happen to characters that I care about.
Oh my God.
Like in a way that I was just like not mentally prepared for at all.
Did someone eat someone?
So much worse. And then it sent me
Worse
down the
than
rabbit
eating.
hole because it ends on this cliffhanger, like the most horrible cliffhanger in the world. So then now I've been like reading 36 volumes of this stupid fucking manga so that I can try to find the good part or when something good happens, and it still hasn't happened yet. So I'm just
So it's
mentally,
like real life.
yeah. It's just so That was really cool. It was really cool, and they all got big muscles.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Oh my gosh.
It's called Berserk. Berserk. I don't know how you say that word. Berserk.
I want to Google it.
Yeah, it like for real. I woke
Manga
up this morning
series.
thinking about it and being sad. And then you know what? This morning I went to get a cup of coffee before we started recording from Tim Hortons. I got all the way home. I opened up the coffee. I took a sip. It's the worst cup of coffee Tim Hortons has ever made in the history of Tim Hortons, and that's started my day off on a pretty bad note.
I wonder what happened to the coffee.
Oh, it tastes like fucking someone made it with a jock strap.
Ew.
Oh, yeah, that's probably the grossest thing we've ever said on the show.
And we've said some shit.
Yeah, we've talked. Yeah, like
We said a lot
I
of
remember
shit.
saying shit too. Yeah, I literally talked about a foxtail butt plug not even 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're off to a real start.
That's not that gross. It's kind of a charming image.
It's charming.
The honest truth is that I didn't know it existed, and then like mentally I put it together, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that does make sense for those guys." Like, sure, why not?
Absolutely.
And then I was kind of
Yeah.
thinking about like what kind of connector goes between the plastic part and the fur part. I'm like, is that a hinge? Is it moving or is it fixed? You know, it really sent me down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole.
Oh
We both came to the same conclusion at the exact same time.
no. Speaking of skunk tails,
Yeah,
we've got a new month of movies to watch.
Okay.
we certainly do.
And you know what costs money? Everything.
Yeah,
And
that's
so March
good point.
is
Not my love and respect doesn't.
That is true. Same with me,
Aw.
actually. I want to get that on the record.
March is for money, and our first movie was the epic Casino by
Oof.
Martin Scorsese.
It was your pick. You chose Marches for Money. You picked the first movie of season 2. Kate, why don't you tell us what happens in the film Casino?
I would like Brent
Oh.
to tell us what happens in Casino.
All right. Start the
Wait,
music. Nate.
I got to play a slot machine going ching 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 ching.
Casino is a 1995 movie directed by Mr. Martin Scorsese, and it stars Robert De Niro, Sharon Stone, Joe Pesci. It follows Robert De Niro's character, who is kind of like a handicapper in betting. He has this natural knack for knowing the outcome of sporting events, and he passes that information along to the right people, so the right hands get greased. He moves up the ranks of the soft white underbelly of the crime world, and ends his little budding career starts his little budding career in Las Vegas at a casino called the Tangiers. So he quickly takes like a duck to water, and he's very successful in it. He kind of runs it like a mafia style, and then he meets a beautiful hustler named Ginger, who's played by Sharon Stone. He gets visited by his friend Nikki, played by Joe Pesci, and Joe Pesci you can tell he's a bad cat, and Rob De Niro doesn't really want him around, but he comes to live there and kind of makes life difficult for Robert De Niro's character because he becomes a leader of the mafia there, and he's always been connected with Nikki, so the local people start to look in on him, and he doesn't play ball with the locals. He doesn't really care who people are. He does his own thing. He runs the casino his way. In the end, that starts his downfall. He loses his head of the casino job, starts this entertainment show to stay involved at the scene. Nikki becomes increasingly more out of control, starts sleeping with Ginger. Ginger's an alcoholic, hooked on drugs, terrible mother. She hates Robert De Niro. Nikki hates Robert De Niro. Everybody hates each other at the end. Nikki dies. He gets hit with a baseball bat a bunch after he was caught sleeping with Ginger, and the bosses didn't like that. Ginger dies of an overdose, and Robert De Niro's character gets blown up, but he survives, and that is Casino.
It's quite the film.
There's a lot to it.
Well, there is a lot to it, Kate, and so why don't we get right into it, and let's talk about our favorite parts.
Fantastic. I think it's important to note that this is a true story.
No,
That all of this, yeah, it really is. This was based on real stuff that's happened in Las Vegas. You can see the real, in the movie, his name is Sam Rothstein, and they call him Ace, but in real life, his name was Frank Rosenthal, and he did have a TV show. He was a part of most of it's real, and it's based on a book, a real book, so I just think we should note that.
And I'm curious what experience you guys have with this movie before we watched it for this week.
never saw it, never knew anything about it. I just knew it existed.
Oh, first time. I watched this movie a lot. This was the kind of movie I was really into when I was like 15, 16, and I was going to arts high school and doing a film program. And my buddy Andy, who I now live with, he was in the same class as me. And so me and him watched this movie and Goodfellas and Donnie Brasco and The Godfather. Like, we were really in this. I thought I was going to make movies like this when I was 15 or 16. That was my life plan.
That's awesome. You should have. You can still do that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, people get started at 50. You never know.
They do. They do.
And what about you, Kate?
Yeah.
Have you'd seen this a couple times?
For sure. And I owned the DVD, which back in the day was 2 discs. So Casino was a 2-disc DVD that I watched because it's just so entertaining to watch. There's just the narrative is so linear, and the characters are so interesting because there's no real redemption. It's like a really human story. I don't know.
Here's my thing about it. It is epic. It's a great watch. It's 3 hours of visually stunning, great storytelling. I will never, ever watch it again.
It's so depressing.
Sure.
As an adult, it's so much more depressing than it was when I was 15 or 16. Because I think when you're young, you have the ability to be like, I'll enjoy all the fun parts of this and it'll never go bad for me. So I just blocked out all the bad parts. And then now as an adult, when Sharon Stone's tying her daughter to the bed and shit, I'm like, this shit is dark, man. This is really fucking dark.
I was left with such a hollow feeling at the end because there was no redemption, like Kate said. It was just like everyone's fucking dead or mangled. Nothing worked out for anybody. Everyone's in jail. But they did live really interesting, fast lives for those. What's better? Living, that's the age-old question, living fast and hard or living long and, I don't know, easy?
It's, you know what spoils it for me?
Long and easy.
It's the bat scene at the end that really, really spoils it for me. You know what I'm saying? It's everything's going okay.
Is all that money, drugs, sex, music, alcohol, partying worth getting beaten to death with an aluminum bat?
No, you guys think that's worth? That's what you guys think the bat is worse than the head in the vice? To me, that's more grotesque. Yeah, I forgot how violent it was. I think I just normalized. I think I watched a lot more violent stuff back then than I do now, and I had normalized it, and now I don't watch as much violent stuff. So I was like,
the very start where he catches the guys cheating in the casino, and the security guard hits the guy's hand with the hammer, and it didn't cut away. Yeah, and that was the most realistic thing I've ever seen in a movie because it hit and it turned purple right away, and that's what would happen right away.
And it bled just a little. It wasn't like he hit it and exploded like a grape. It was just a little bit of blood, which somehow made it so much worse. When
I dropped the 4-liter laundry detergent on my toe, that's what happened. It turned purple and bled a little bit.
Yeah, Scorsese has this incredible ability to like make the worst people look like they're having a lot of fun. He did it in Goodfellas, he did it in Wolf of Wall Street, all to different levels of effectiveness. But this one especially sort of has this glitz to it, even more than Goodfellas does, because it's so bright and everybody's living this like very luxurious, fun, quote unquote, life. He really does this to us, where he draws you in and he goes, doesn't this seem fun? Don't you think maybe you want to like live like this? And then people get beat to death with baseball bats. Like, maybe not.
This is what, yeah, like, I don't know if it's worth it or not.
It's not.
He's trying his hardest to tell us it's not. He's doing his best. You know?
Like, I don't know. Some people, they want to, like, obviously a person like me, I don't like doing anything. So that lifestyle is not for me.
Yeah.
But there's people that love to go out and party and like be like at events and feel important.
That's different than this, though.
No.
I mean, I would argue it is.
Like, here's a note that I wrote down, is that this is a movie about having bad friends, like in so many ways, or like picking the wrong people to be around you in your life, because Nikki and Ginger fuck everything up for everybody. Like the mob bosses in Casey are making so much money on this casino. Sam's cruising along, not doing anything illegal. Everyone's got all the money they need and all the power they need. But then Nikki comes in and he's just like a fucking violent hurricane. And Ginger comes in and she is, a damaged victim.
He's a downer.
Brought
the whole situation down. No.
As an adult, I feel differently about her than I did when I was younger. When I was younger, I just thought she was like horrible. Where I'm like, this is the worst person in the world. And as an adult, you realize like Lester pimped her from like 14 years old. Like she's damaged victim of creepy, horrible in real life as well, James Woods. Horrible. I mean, he's perfect for this role because he is a true scumbag, horrible man. So
we canceling James Woods?
Oh yeah,
Wait,
James Woods is canceled, bro.
Are we? I don't know anything about it.
100%.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a dirty.
Fuck you, JW. You're canceled, bud. Season 2.
Canceled.
Not for you.
Gross.
Sharon Stone, she had it made with Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's broken though. She needed therapy.
You're right. Yeah, she needed therapy.
Here's the thing. He has a horrible picker. He married a woman that he was attracted to, who was charming, who could play a role, but was not in love with him and they had never had trust. Just because you ask someone like, can I trust you? And they say yes, like everyone knows that's not real. Like, I don't know.
His fault.
I think he got what he had coming to him a little bit.
What? Oh,
and 100%. I don't find her. He was the only reason he's with her because she was attractive, and I didn't even find her that attractive. So I could probably be him.
That's crazy talk.
No, I'm sorry, but you guys know me. I'm not into that look.
He's not into a leggy blonde.
He's not into beautiful women.
She's very beautiful. She's classically very beautiful, very attractive. I wouldn't bat she could walk by me right now and I wouldn't even stop petting the dog. I would just keep going and recording of this podcast. She's not my type. However, she did look really nice when Nikki first met her. And he was kind of like blown away when she walked out. She had that little crop top on and the pants. She looked very attractive.
I first saw her when she was playing Craps.
No, he's talking about Nikki, Nikki and his wife in the apartment.
Gotcha.
And he's looking at Sam. He's like, what have you been up to here, bro?
Yeah, what have you been? Yeah, like what the fuck? And I totally get why people go gaga over her, and I get it. Just not my type. To me, his second wife was way hotter. She looked like Beyonce, and I feel inevitably when they when they remake this movie, Sydney Sweeney's going to play that character.
She could. Sydney Sweeney could do that for sure. But yeah, could Sydney Sweeney be as like street smart as Sharon Stone? You believe her when she's like scamming the different players and stuff like that. And she's like greasing the palms of the valet guys. I wrote down, I just have a note that says 2 to 3 months, 6 exclamation points, because that's how long he'd known her before he asked her to marry him. And that's truly, he deserved everything that happened to him. If you're going to marry someone that you met in Las Vegas after 2 or 3 months, you deserve everything bad that's going to happen to you.
Oh, he deserved everything. Yeah, 100%.
But he wanted a family. I think that's what it was. Like, he was at that age where he wanted, well, that's what he says in the dialogue. Like, he wants to settle down, and then he makes her get pregnant and have the baby before they actually tie the knot. Like, it's a very transactional relationship, because he basically bribes her with a ton of money and jewelry, and then he gets a baby in this fake family. I mean, this is all just, I mean, this is what happens when you have no kind of grounding in yourself as a person. Do you know what I mean? Like, It's all about the trappings of like wealth and status and power and sex. And sure, that's all well and good, but never plays out.
Why do gangsters always want to have kids?
Gangsters always want to have kids because it's the height of narcissism is to have more of yourself.
This makes sense to me now. I totally understand. Because I thought the same thing in Goodfellas when like Ray Liotta, which is a very similar movie to this in a lot of ways. I kind of skimmed through it after I watched Casino just to sort of remember the differences. And like Ray Liotta's the same. It's like, why you're in the middle of like the funnest time in your life, and you're like, well, probably about time I settle down and have like 3 kids and a wife who's gonna try to kill me when she finds out what I've been up to. Like, what are you guys doing?
Oh my God, yeah,
yeah. Like they want everything. Like that's why they stay in that situation, because nothing's ever good enough, and they just want more and more and more and more. And the brighter your clothes get, the more you're in too deep. More trouble's coming your way.
Good point.
Like he started off with normal suits, then you throw in a little bit of mustard suit, and then it's like, oh wait, 1 second, is that seafoam green you're wearing?
Now it's a red shirt,
seafoam green shirt, the cigarette holder, and then when he gets blown up, he's wearing a pink suit. I mean, come on.
That scene is. I read this thing. It looks like he's going to hell because that's what he's going to. Like, he creates his own hell.
Oh, that's very good. Very good. Very good. I like that.
Filmmaking.
Yeah.
We can call him an auteur. Yeah.
I was going to say, like, I don't think anybody, except for really Martin Scorsese, maybe Christopher Nolan, should be allowed to be making 3-hour movies.
I agree with that. No, I agree with that. Because even this one
too long.
Just drags a little bit compared to Goodfellas, which is just goes. There's like a couple moments that drag here, but I think overall that's not there was no parts that I was like bored, like truly bored. I was like, this is going a long time, but everything that's happening is like quite interesting.
I'm glad you said that, Nate, though, because that's why I felt okay suggesting this movie, because even though it is 3 hours long, like it's full. There's not like any parts where you're watching people walk across a lake, or you know what I mean? Like it's just packed.
I love, and he did this in Goodfellas too, but I love narrators and I love a dual narrator. I think in movies right now, it's probably like very like old fashioned to do a narrator, so people aren't doing it nearly as much, but it's such an awesome way to tell a story because you can just go on these visually interesting like montages while someone breaks down the story for you so quickly, and you don't have to have any awkward like, hey Nikki, are you back from Kansas City where the mob is here visiting us in Las Vegas where we own the casino? Like, you don't have to do any of that, right? You just get it all out of the way early.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I love when people tell me what's going on, and narrating is a good way to do that. So I feel like we will put up with the bad movies that come out, the 1.5 hour bad movies, if every couple of years Nolan and Scorsese put out a 3-hour bomb.
Have you guys seen Flowers of the Flower Moon?
Killers of the Flower Moon, I have not seen yet. I have not seen Oppenheimer yet either, but I will watch both of those this year.
Oppenheimer's really good. Do you guys get really intimidated by casinos?
No, I think they're gross and sad.
Yeah, but I feel like I always feel like I'm gonna die when I walk in.
I've never gambled in a casino. Maybe once. I played poker in a casino once. But I've never gambled in a casino, but I have so many positive memories because we used to do these road trips to visit my aunt in California, and we'd always stop in Vegas on our way driving down there. And as a kid, going to Vegas and doing all the like stuff that's there to keep gamblers gambling, but you're not gambling is actually super fucking fun. You like
For sure.
go to buffets and go see a magic show and go to the arcade and see a pirate ship. Like it's like as a kid, it's actually the funnest fucking place on earth. Like I have all these like memories related to being like, I love Vegas, man. This place is great.
Well, I'm not thinking of Vegas when I think casinos. I'm thinking of like Ameristar or Bally's in Kansas City. Like I'm thinking of the Kansas City casinos, which are...
Yeah, I would never go to an Edmonton casino. Like I can't, never on purpose. Like maybe if it was like my friend's birthday and everybody's going, I could think about it.
You have to go.
Even if someone like made me, okay, yes, I would rather go than die if I have to choose between those two things. But just thinking about going on my own, like hell no, man, hell no.
Brent, you said you think you're gonna die?
Yeah, just knowing that everyone's watching everybody, and it's like I went to a casino one time when I was younger, just like 19 or 20, and we had some drinks, and we decided to play blackjack. And I'm not a gambler, but first time I ever played at a table with actual cards at a casino. And the other players that were obviously like hardcore gamblers got so mad at me.
Because you're doing it wrong.
But how do you do it wrong?
Yeah,
that's what I kept on saying. Like, how do I do it wrong? Like, what am I doing? I'm not winning. So, like, I'm obviously that he's like, something about like, because I hit on something. And he's like, you fucked me. You fucked. I'm like, how did I fuck you? Anyway, that ruined it for me. That man ruined blackjack at casino for me. And I hope he knows it. Did you guys see the house coat robe situation we had with Sharon Stone and Robert De Niro?
A lot of robe work in this film.
Yeah. Well, here's what my point is. She wanted $25,000. She asked for it. She was wearing a house coat. He started inquiring about why she wanted the money. He had a robe on. That sums up my argument between the difference of a house coat and a robe.
Okay. I don't really remember.
House coats are made for everyday, durable, man of the people wear. Robe is too fancy, sex stuff, and that sums it up perfectly.
Oh my God.
Okay.
She was being humble and coming to him and saying, I need money. And she had a house coat on. He sat down and looked down upon her and was like, well, I have the money. Why do you need the money? He's wearing a robe.
Reasonable question.
He had
Reasonable
a real robe
question.
energy. Oh, if my wife's asking for $25,000, I'm the most suspicious guy on earth.
To have with that arrangement he had with her, he said, you don't have to love me, just be with me.
Well, and she does make a good point later in the movie. She's like, I never had to ask anybody for anything, and he kind of like trapped her by not letting her be in charge of her own shit. Which is like you can't cage the bird, you know? You can't cage a beautiful bird.
She caged herself.
They both made bad decisions.
Yeah.
My main point is robes are the haves, house coats are the have-nots.
Okay. I don't know if I agree, but I like supporting you in this, so I'm gonna just go like, sure.
The real people know. They get it. They get what I'm trying to say.
What if your robe is like 20 years old, like the one of mine I wear?
What kind of material are your robes?
I got several kinds.
Just send the pictures. You don't have to be in them. We just want to see them.
We talking towels, towel material? That's the only robe I have.
I got a terry cloth one.
That's a house coat.
How is it a coat when it's a robe? Can we move on? Because I feel I'm getting elevated because I just disagree with the house coat in general.
She's getting the pen out. She's ready to stab with the pen. We got to move on before someone dies here. Before she puts our head in the vice.
I just don't think we use that term here. Maybe we don't use that term in the Midwest.
Well, maybe it's
Housecoat.
time that, you know what, the Midwest takes a look at itself and changes a little bit.
I'm going to Google house coat and tell you if I own one of them. House coat. No, they all have zippers. I do not own a zippered anything that I
That's a
would
different
wear.
beast altogether.
See,
That's an
now
old
I
lady
typed in house coat and it looks exactly
Looks
like
like a
what I
regular
would have called
robe.
my robe. So now I'm confused. God damn.
Okay.
Pete, listen, here it boils down to this. If you're wearing a robe, something's about to go down, is what I'm trying to say. If you're wearing a house coat, nothing's happening. You're just hanging out. You're
Okay.
watching TV, you're doing whatever, you're fixing something, you're shaving legs. That's your house coat. Robe, the next thing that's going to happen with a robe is you're going to either make a phone call, just something not good. You're going to be discussing issues that would normally not be discussed, or you're putting oils on.
Okay. Sure. So that's it. Good start to season 2. We
Robes
got
lead to
robe rules.
things. Okay, here's how I sum it up. Robes are always the next step to leading to something. House coats, nothing's happening.
I
Okay.
agree. I'll take
Thank-
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, so don't stab me with a pen.
Okay.
Okay.
Catherine,
Yes.
do you have a quiz for us? Oh, I'm sorry, Nate.
do.
Did you have any more notes?
No, that was the perfect transition. I don't know why you keep going. Say yes, Kate.
Yes, Kate.
All right, let's do a quiz.
We haven't lost a step.
It's time for Kate to tell us about her quiz.
Hi, guys. It's me, Kate, coming in quick with season 2's quiz. It's the casino quiz with Kate. We've got
Oh, no.
Love it.
7 questions. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I was going to try to do a Joe Pesci impression, but yes, I'm ready.
Great. We'll start with Brent answering first and then move on to Nate.
Okay.
Question 1. Nikki kills the guy with the pen after the guy calls Ace a jagoff, F word, piece of shit, joke.
I'm going to go C.
I'm going to go A.
The correct answer is jagoff. Nate gets a point.
Bing, bing,
Oh,
bing, bing,
no,
bing.
really?
Calls him a jagoff.
I thought he called him a piece of shit.
Number 2. In the movie, the narrator goes over how the casino is run and who's watching who. Who are the floormen watching? Are they watching the boxmen, the pit bosses, shift bosses, or the dealers?
They're watching the box men.
They're watching the shift men.
Shift bosses?
Yeah.
The correct answer is boxmen. Nate gets
Wow.
another point.
This was supposed to be the season of Brent.
Yeah, it's off to a tough start, but it's off to a great start for Nate.
Yeah.
Number 3. Ginger tells Ace, I'm going to go powder my nose. How much money does he give her? $100 bill, $200 bills, $150 bill, $250 bills.
A.
I'm going to guess $100. He gave her $100.
$100 bill?
Yeah.
The correct answer is $250s. He gives her $150 and then she asks for more. Neither of you got it correct. I get a point.
Kate gets a point.
Oh, I dislike this.
Because you're losing and you have to hear Kate do this Dora
the
Explorer.
voice and the losing. Yeah, it's Dora Explorer, exactly what it sounds like. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to change my voice then. Question number 4. What is Ginger's pimp boyfriend's name? Is it Lester Diamond, Wayne Cole, Ralph Sapphire, or Stacy Gold?
I'm going to guess Lester. His name's Lester.
I'm also going to say it's Lester Diamond.
I thought that would be harder than it was. You both are right. Do you guys like my made up names though? Wayne Cole, Ralph Sapphire, and Stacy Gold.
Yeah.
Pretty good names.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks, guys. Number 5. The Tangiers was never an actual casino, But the real casino, previously owned by the mob, would not allow the producers to license their name. Which casino is the Tangiers? The Sands, Caesar's Palace, Golden Nugget, or Stardust?
Tough.
Yeah, I think I know the answer. Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it's the Golden Nugget.
Neat.
I'm so glad you asked this question because I actually thought the Tangiers was real, and I thought it was insane that they would let this movie talk about their casino this way. So that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to say it was the Sands. I'm going to guess Sands Casino.
I get my second point. The answer is Stardust.
The Stardust.
Oh, because the Nugget's not on the strip. I should have. Fuck. Okay. It's a goddamn disaster.
The score is 3 for me, 2 for Kate, 1 for Brent.
Number 6. How old is Ace when he asks Ginger to marry him? Is he 42, 43, 44, or 45?
44.
He's 43.
Brent is correct.
Gone forever.
That's right.
Okay, last question, gents. Number 7. What is the name of the show Ace starts after losing his battle with the Gaming Commission? Aces High, Ace in the Hole, Aces Tonight, 4 Aces.
I'm gonna go Aces High.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
You guys are correct. I stopped you before you
Talked
said
himself out of
anything.
it.
I'm
No,
so
I was.
sorry.
I was just gonna say like
It was a quick. Wait. It was quick. It was a quick whistle. I'm not gonna say.
I wasn't gonna
It
change.
was-
I was gonna say that I feel bad
I don't
picking the
know.
same as Brent.
We'll have to. I was gonna call you a coward for picking the same as me, and before I know it, Kate called it, and I'm looking
that
around
was
like
a rookie move. That was season 1 move on my part, and I apologize about
I
that.
felt like a boxer at a quick stoppage. Like, what? I'm still ready to go. I'm still ready to fight.
Yeah, no, but
then-
she saw you were out for a moment, and she saved your life actually because I wasn't.
No,
changing.
she
I
blinked
wasn't
too
changing.
long. I don't know. Listen. We'll replay it when the episode comes out, and the listeners will have their own opinions. I'm going to listen to it over and over again to see the inflection of your voice and which direction you were going in. Because to me, it sounded like, yeah, that's what I was going to say. But and then before
I
you got
know.
Kate was through the hand and blew the whistle.
I'm sorry.
All I can say is, wow, what a start to season 2 quizzes. Holy
We love
shit.
a little controversy to start season 2.
Oh, that was a quick whistle. Let's just call it for what it is.
Well, that's funny. I win, and I'm going to win every week for the
And I
rest of the
win.
year.
Yay!
Would you guys like to give this movie a rating?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wait, no. Do we
Yes.
do? No, wait. We do medals first, don't we?
Medals.
I'm already screening. Would you guys like to give this movie some bronze medals?
Yeah, we give out gold, silver.
Gold, silver, and bronze. You know who gets the last, who doesn't get a medal and who gets thrown in the trash because he's a dirty, ugly, gross man? It's James Woods. He's
James
dirty.
Wood.
gross.
He's canceled.
Get outta here.
That's why.
Thank you.
Canceled. But you know who gets my
Canceled.
bronze medal?
Who?
Yeah, I'm giving my bronze medal to a gentleman named Justice McQueen. Justice McQueen, the most made up sounding name I've ever heard in my life. He plays the cowboy brother-in-law who comes to talk to Sam, and he's like, now, maybe we could work something out here. And he just has a real guy from Big Lebowski energy. So I loved him. Justice McQueen gets my bronze medal.
Who are you giving your bronze to, Brent?
Mr. Don Rickles. Don Rickles, he played the manager of the casino, and he's got such a distinctive look, and he just looks at a place no matter what. And I enjoyed him in the role. And I also wanted to give it to, well, I'm not going to give it to a person, but who played Dick Smothers, one of the Smothers brothers, played the senator.
Oh,
I
was
didn't know
that
that.
a Smothers brother?
That was
It was a
I'd like to see a
Smothers
Smothers brother there.
I wish
What
they'd
about
let
you?
Rickles do a little bit more Rickling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Some
I
wise
wish
cracking
he,
on there.
yeah, like there should have been a scene where somebody like says something rude to Robert De Niro, and then Rickles comes in there and he's like, "What are you talking about?" and starts doing his like roast comedy routine and just
He's
destroy
like,
the guy.
Well, Ace, you did say hit me. I get it. He's playing blackjack.
Yeah.
That's good.
Who'd you give yours to, Kate?
Yes, my bronze medal goes to Joseph Frank Pesci, who is not well known for being a musician, but also has 3 studio albums out. If you're interested in
rap albums.
they are not rap albums.
He does. Joe Pesci raps. I swear to God, I swear on my life that there's a rap Joe Pesci, at least one song of Joe Pesci rapping.
That's crazy talk.
Absolutely
That's hilarious.
insane.
So Joe Pesci gets my bronze because what an asshole! Like he plays an asshole real good. So.
Well, it's a good transition to my silver medal because I gave it to Joseph Pesci as well. I think he kind of just does the same thing in every movie, but this is the place he's supposed to do it. You know, it's like this is the movie where he's supposed to be Joe Pesci doing his little fucking Joe Pesci fucking thing where he's fucking just angry and a little fucking guy. Silver
really
medal
good,
for Joseph
actually.
Pesci.
You locked in.
Oh, I listened. While you guys were doing that, I went down a little quick rabbit hole, right quick. We're talking about Joseph F. Pesci.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that, remember I said his Ace's second wife was better looking than Sharon Stone. Apparently she played Trudy, and her name is Claudia Harrow, and her and Joe Pesci were married for a couple of years.
Oh,
And she also went to jail for killing someone.
Ooh.
But wasn't Joe Pesci.
Sorry about that. My silver medal is going to Frank Marino, who plays Frank Vincent. I feel like this guy's in every single goddamn mob movie, Soprano TV show. He's just got that look. His hairline starts at the middle of his forehead. He'll never ever going to get bald. He's more mafia looking than any mafia person in the world. He was next to Nicky's side in every scene, his number one, his right-hand man, and then beat him to death with a baseball bat. And that sums up what being in the mob is all about.
He did a great job. And like I said, I was so happy when he got his little narration moment.
Yep.
Like, good for him.
Yep. What about
How
you,
about you,
Catherine?
Kate?
Yes, my silver goes to Roberto De Niro, who did an amazing job. Some subtle acting going on, especially when it comes to his ulcer and some physicality stuff, even though he kind of is quite stoic. So, yeah, he reminds me of my father a little bit, Roberto De Niro.
I'm curious to see what happens here for gold medal. I hate the character. I hate the woman. But the performance is a gold medal performance. I'm giving my gold medal to Sharon Stone.
Mrs. Stone or Miss Stone, I'm not sure, also gets my gold medal.
It's a Taylor sister.
Turkey sandwich,
turkey.
baby. Cerberus.
I feel like we take crying and female hysteria for granted in performances. And I realized while I was watching her, probably her 15th breakdown of the movie, like, that's probably really taxing and hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
I'm really glad we all agreed on this because I think I would have been upset. Like, because it's so easy to just hate the character so much that you can't see past that, and it makes you like not want to appreciate it. But she's going to work in this movie. She's going door to floor, you know, throwing herself against a door and sliding down. Like, you know, she's doing everything, right?
Door to
and I think she won a Golden Globe for it. I think she won a Golden Globe.
Nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah,
she really did a great job.
Yeah, she anybody that plays a tragic character like that and you're rooting for them, you're doing a good job. And
she doesn't mind making herself ugly. You know what I mean?
That's something I can never. I'm too vain. I don't think I could do it. You know what I mean? Like if I was in a scene to get shot and fall, I would like get shot, but I would hold my shirt down. So when I fell, my shirt didn't ride up.
And like flex your arm as you go down.
Yeah.
Take your jaw out a little bit.
Keeping the double chin. Yeah. Keeping your neck up as you go down.
Yeah, that's what I would
That's
do.
actually would be a very funny short sketch of like vain deaths in movies where people are like, something happens and they still have to look good while it goes down. That would actually be
I'm pushing my tits together while I.
yeah. Sucking in my gut as I go down.
Good times.
I rate that bit that we just did a 10 out of 10, and I think we should give some more ratings. Would you guys like to give a rating to this movie?
I would.
Yes.
The script for this movie. What do you think about the script for this movie? You twos.
I'm going to give it a 10.
I'm going to give it a 9. It's is a little long, draggy in some parts that weren't necessary, but that's what Scorsese does. And like he gets a hall pass. He's allowed to do it every couple of years. But I give it a 9.
I'm going to give it a 9 as well. The only reason it gets docked 1 point is because right after I finished this movie, I sort of skimmed through Goodfellas, and Goodfellas opens with like one of the best fucking lines and starts a movie could have, where they got a dead body in the trunk and then they pull over and Joe Pesci stabs it a bunch of times, and then Ray Liotta closes the trunk and he goes like, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a gangster. And it goes, ba, 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 ba. Italian music starts playing. And this movie doesn't have a moment that's as good as that. So 9.
I like it.
The art direction in this movie. What did you guys think about the art direction in this movie? The sets, the costumes, the suits, the red shirts.
I want to give it a 10. I'm trying to think of why I wouldn't give it a 10.
I'm going to get on record and give it a 10.
Do you want me to say why I'm giving it a 9 before
Sure.
you give it a 10? I'm giving it a 9 because bad wig work, number 1.
Tough work.
Drove
Tough
me
wigs.
nuts. I don't know why we're taping Joe Pesci's eyes back like that.
If that's
He
a Joe
might
Pesci
make
choice.
them.
Yeah,
That's a
he
Joe
definitely
Pesci
does.
choice.
He does, for sure.
Listen, if I'm Martin Scorsese and I have Joe Pesci coming in to say, hey, I wanted to do this role, but I'm going to tape my eyes back. I'm like, well, Joe, I respect your body of work, but you're not in this one. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. You think Marty needed to step up?
Marty has to put an end to the eye taping, because obviously it's not every role that he was taping his eyes. But look, he's taping it. He's clearly taping. I don't like it.
Imagine he taped in Home Alone.
He may. We have to go back and look at the tape. We might have. We don't know. And listen, you guys were like, va 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 boom, Sharon Stone. She looked amazing. They didn't take advantage of that situation. Put her in some more skimpier outfits. Maybe some boob in action, Rosie Perez style. 9.
I'm giving it a 10 because Brent giving it a 9 for there not being enough boob
No.
is ridiculous.
I said could have had some boob in action. Could have, didn't have to. Or listen, you have the sexiest woman at the time.
I'm you didn't convince me either. I'm giving it a 10 because I loved how everything looked. Their horrible, tacky apartments, the golf course house, the suits, the
classic simp behavior from the both of you.
The music. Okay, this will be interesting. I'm curious. The music for this movie. What did you guys think about the music for this movie?
So many classic songs. I'm sure Brent doesn't think any of them are bangers.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, let's hear it.
This movie gets a 10. It's banger city. It's
Wall to
heavy on the
wall.
Rolling Stones. He did a clever thing where he played Helter Skelter multiple times, and he did it later in the movie, where it's in the 80s, and he played an 80s version of Helter Skelter. Very clever. Like 10.
Okay. How about you, Kate?
I just really love the first song. I think it's so good. And then they use the soundtrack to place the time period of the film. So I guess I'm giving it a 10.
I'm torn. I'm going to be honest. It's could be a 10, but I also am annoyed when boomers give movie music budget to other boomers, like in all of Scorsese's movies, like, you know who needs some more money? The Rolling Stone. Let's send them a fucking check for $3 million to use in this movie. So there's something about that always bothers me, but the music is so effective in this movie, and it's like Scorsese's thing. 10. I'm giving it a 10.
I'll give it a 10 too.
This is insane that we're even having this debate.
It's the saddest 10. Listen, you don't get to say anything.
I get to say what because this is a 3-way podcast and we have a lot of time to say what we want. And I always say, "Can I say something?" You guys are like, "Yeah."
Brent's going Kansas City on you.
Yeah,
you got
the pen.
Like it's Scorsese. Listen to what you said. Scorsese's thing, and listen, it's the Rolling Stones, and with mob stuff, and in a Las Vegas casino.
You're
very
arguing
different
with
things.
us. We already gave it a 10
because the hand rubbing and
we weren't very. It was the least convicted 10 we've ever given for sure. It was like,
you guys give 10s out like they're fucking, it's like it's
making Marty work for it.
Yeah, like you guys were giving out 10s to. You gave a 10 to Rocky.
I won't let them start
everyone
that.
everyone has agreed. This is an epic crime film. That's what it's described as. As an epic crime film, how would you rate this thing? I will start. It's epic. It's filled with crimes. It's 3 hours long. It's a film. It's a 10. It is as far as crime movies go, I'd rather watch this one than most crime movies.
Oh yeah, lots of crime. 10. 9.
I'm going to give it a 9 because I would call it an epic violent film.
Yeah.
But yes, so I'm going to give it a 9.
I'm going to give it a 9 because there was lots of crime, but nothing epic. Nothing epic.
Okay.
There was no
So
big heist
9?
or anything like
Okay.
that. 9.
Okay. And then the theme of this month is Marches for Money. You got a friend who likes to see some money in their movies. How much you recommending this film to your friend?
Oh, a 10. It's money from the first minute to the 3-hour mark.
Front to back, so much cash.
Yeah.
We're giving it a 10.
Dream.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 10, especially because I had to think about what I was going to pick this month. And it's going to be very hard to top a movie that has as much money as this one does. They got whole montages of coins and bills and briefcases full of money. It's money from start to finish.
That's why she's the queen of Festus.
Tip, top to till.
Grow up quick and they grow up rich in Festus.
City.
That's a 10.
Coins the city.
Coins the city.
Coins the city.
I was trying to make that joke.
Really good, Kate.
Yeah.
Really good.
Beer all week.
Oh, this movie's going to get a high rating. This movie gets a 48.2. A 48.2.
Damn right.
I mean, this Martin Scorsese fellow, he might have a career ahead of him. I'm going to go out on a limb.
We're going to keep an eye on him. Little Marty scores.
I hope this guy gets an Oscar, man. He's due.
It is surpassed by Muppet Christmas Carol and The Hunger Games.
This is the most serious movie podcast in the world.
What a podcast we've got, folks.
Season 2.
So good.
Well, what? We got to choose another movie now. Who should go?
I have one. If you want to do yours, that's fine. Either one.
If you've got one ready, I have a list that I haven't picked from yet. So let's do yours first.
All right. We are going to take, let me double check the year so I don't sound like an idiot. I think it's 2000. Yeah, it's the 2000 film. And it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's the Guy Ritchie crime movie, Snatch.
Ooh. I really liked this movie the first time I saw it, which was a long time ago. So
me too, and I'm nervous that
I'm gonna have to put the subtitles on.
Yeah. Definitely.
They're always on, but
yeah, I'm They're always on now for me too. It's just another thing about getting older, but it's a privilege to put the subtitles on.
It is a privilege. That'll be good. Good choice.
That's
Brent.
a good T-shirt for your hospice. It's a privilege to be able to put subtitles on.
Okay. Gonna do
I'll pass
hospice
that
merch.
along.
Some
Just
hospice
bring
merch.
it up.
Hospice merch.
Bring it up in a meeting. Well, just
Okay.
throw it out there.
got
And just let me know what they say about it.
You got it.
Well, that means that all that's left to do is say goodnight, Kate.
Good night, Kate.
Good night, Kate.
The critics love Snatch. Premiere Magazine calls it the coolest movie of the year.
86 carats.
As fresh and funny as Pulp Fiction. Rolling Stone raves, Snatch is a rock'em sock'em caper.
Bonjour.
Benicio del Toro is terrific. And Brad Pitt is hilarious. Snatch. What? Rated R. Opens January 19th.
The funniest part of the narration is at the end of the movie, Nikki's like, so we had to, my young kid brother was going to come out here to Las Vegas and start running things. So we drive out to the cornfield. And then during the narration, he gets hit with the bat. And in the narration, he goes, ah.
I mean, what's right is right. They don't give a fuck about.